All right, we have Lucas, the big
Lucas
100.
donated $100.
Thank you, man.
Sich 4, I'm baffled here. If you end up marrying a high-earning man who works 12 to 14 hours/day to provide and affords you the opportunity to be a Zam, you're telling me that you won't do his laundry? Wow.
That's to you. That's to you.
That's for you. Yeah.
Yes, but he earns a lot, right?
Yeah.
But maybe I could do it better. Yes.
Do what better?
Do my job and earns like higher than him.
What if
Maybe
he
you could do the
refuses
laundry
to
better.
do his laundry? He refuses to wash his clothes and fold them. He just says no.
He refused to do his laundry by
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, like he just leaves it at home everywhere. He just says, "Fuck you. I'm not doing this." What do you do then?
I would like to say I'm not doing anything about that because he could find the cleaning for himself and others.
That's
I
gonna
would.
go well.
I won't be at home. Be at home with him because actually, if someone don't do laundry themselves, really.
Would you do the dishes for him?
That's fine. That's fine.
What?
I would do
Dishes are fine.
Dishes are so
Dishes
much
are
worse.
worse.
Oh my gosh, like the food particles.
Is this like a cultural thing? Like, is that this thing just in China? Like, none of the women really do their husband's laundry? Or is this just a personal preference?
No, just my personal.
Oh, okay, okay.
Actually, also often women steal those laundries. Yeah, and dishes often women's.
Wait, question. For those of you who wouldn't do the bow,
Thanks.
would you bow if you could get the perfect man? Or would you bow for the perfect man?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes? Okay. Perfect man. Would you bow for him?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely yes.
Okay. Over here?
My husband's a perfect man, so the answer
Okay.
to that.
Were you a no bow?
I
You're
changed
no-
my mind because I'm thinking about my man specific. Oh, I changed my mind because I'm thinking about my man specifically. So, like, for me, he is perfect. So, sure.
Love my man, love you, baby, but no. It's still a no. It's still a no.
Wait, you've been in a relationship for 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Your current boyfriend, he asks you to bow, you won't do it?
No.
So what if the ultimatum is, do it or we're breaking up?
It's crazy that it would get to that extent in my eyes. So if you feel so moved as to do so, then I wish you the best.
But so just to be clear, for your you wouldn't, for your 5-year relationship, you wouldn't do the bow to save it.
Okay, I'm going to ask him, why do you need me to bow? Why is it so... Me
just
bowing would make or break our relationship, then I think I'm good off you.
He just wants it.
This is what he says. He's just, I just want you to do it.
Couldn't he ask you why is it so important for you not to?
Okay.
That's a good.
Well, I think it's also like we can go back to the whole me being masculine, and I have certain views that, you know, I feel like just will never change, and I just think bowing is ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I'll put my life on the line. I think maybe it's a little bit of that, right? Also, I just feel like that is ridiculous. You know, why am I bowing to my man?
But
I will
what's
hug
funny
you.
is
I will kiss you. I will tell you I love you.
She said, "Yeah, I would do that," and she said, "I would just make it fun." Isn't it interesting that her context for it could be empowering and fun, and yours is like it's impossible to reframe the context to be fun or empowering? It has to be. This is abuse. This is not that you said abuse, but like this is humiliating. I'm less than.
I wouldn't say all that like, oh, I feel less than. I just really see it as why is that make or break? I just feel like there's plenty of things that I've asked my man to do, and he's just like, yeah, that's just not me, and I've respected it. You know, cool, not a problem. It's not gonna make or break. I'm not gonna put an ultimatum. If you don't do this, then it's not killing nobody.
Do you ask him to put the seat back down?
No.
Does he bow the seat?
You know, he does what he wants. Listen, he does what he wants. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that I'm not gonna nitpick small things. And I feel if he nitpicks something like, you need me to bow. Like, I cook for you, I clean for you. You don't have to think about your next meal. You know, I love you to the why?
Can I just see what it would look like for you to bow?
To me, that's way more work than bowing.
Not to me.
If I were to do it for my man, I'm not gonna do it at all. Like,
Okay, but like cooking and
wanna see
cleaning
what it
and like
looks
doing
like.
all that stuff is like way more work than bowing.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
So
what's
like,
crazy.
why is
Yeah.
like
I think I'm just hung up on the look of it, and call me prideful, call me what you want.
Well,
I
like,
just think that's
like
silly.
Brian
What-
said,
wait,
though.
what
he
does
said
it-
he would. Many of you expected, and I'm totally fine with it, is the man standing closer to the disaster potential area of a street. That's like potentially paralyzed, dead. You know, your insides, losing a leg. And that's like a big bow. That's like 30. I think that's equivalent to like a whole year of bowing. Like
Just straight.
like a whole subscription.
So
of bowing.
wait, what about the bowing is so wrong?
I just find it unnecessary, and I see it. I'm like, okay, I will hug you, I will love you, I will like. do
Kissing
all
is
these things. Like, what-
unnecessary.
like, why would you? You said which one? What?
Kissing is unnecessary.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. at
would
all.
you get down and like tie his shoes while
Yeah.
he's standing up?
See, but here's the difference.
What if he said bowed?
No,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get you. Nah, I think it's more of like I see him. Shoes untied. I don't want you to fall on your face. Okay, let me do that for you. You know, these are acts
Yeah.
of love. Bowing is
still
not
a
an act of
caretaker.
love. For
It is
me.
if he loves it.
What's
Cool.
the difference
I love
between a
that.
hug and a bow?
A hug that is such a mutual thing. It's just loving. It's very endearing. A bow. What do I get off of a bow?
His
No, it's about what he
satisfaction.
gets. It's he feels respect.
Cool, but the way I see it, something. Let's say, what's equivalent for a woman bowing? I'm not talking about okay.
Opening
the-
the car
Opening
door,
the
I feel
door.
like, yeah.
Opening the
Okay,
door.
but I'm also not pressed if he doesn't open the door for me.
You seem more concerned about why he's asking you to bow.
And
right?
again, it could be a pride thing. you know
Yeah,
what I'm
right.
saying?
Like, why are you
100%.
asking me in the first place?
But also, as
Yeah.
somebody who knows you, like you're a very sensible person. So that realization you just had about
yeah.
her is exactly that. It's not that she's like insubordinate or like not willing to do things for her partner. She's just very like logical about things. Like there
I
has
think
to
it's
be
an
a valid
association.
reason.
I think there's an association to what bowing is. Let's imagine there's a society where every hug that you imagined happened was actually a bow. And then someone asked, "Would you hug your husband?" You're like, "Hell no!" Like that's a sign of that's like I'm submitting. This is terrible. I'm never gonna hug my husband. What's weird is that it's just a movement, a gesture. It's just it's literally. How about this? Would you kiss his hand if you went like this? Okay, would you do this?
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that.
Isn't that what
Why do
people
I need to
used
kiss my
do?
man's
Is
hand?
bow to
Like,
each other when
There's
they
times where my
saw
man
each
will be
other?
driving and like we'll be holding hands out of nowhere. Like I'll kiss his
You're
hand.
talking
I got
about
it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like you know what
like
I'm
my
saying?
lady.
Like my queen. Like what's
Into the mic. Into the mic.
Oh yeah. Honestly, so you're saying what to in another world? What's
Wait,
the-
here. If let's say you broke up with your current boyfriend,
Okay.
is your current boyfriend the perfect guy?
Yeah,
He's perfect.
for me, yes, 100%.
So just be okay. Well, I guess I don't even need to ask it then. So for the perfect guy, to keep the perfect guy, you're unwilling to do something that takes. Do you have back problems? Like, why won't you?
Well, actually, no.
It takes 3 seconds, and it's.
Again,
Is there harm? What's the
no,
harm?
I just see it as it's pointless. It's pointless to me. Just like there's certain things that I've asked him to do, right?
Did you ask
And-
him to open up the pickle jar?
Nope.
Is there anything that you ask of him?
Be a good person. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Anything that's
No, like a
equally
task.
pointless, equally pointless. He's trying to get to anything that's equally pointless that you've ever asked him to do.
And nothing coming to mind that I feel like everything I ask of him is intentional. I wouldn't want you to do anything that
Does
doesn't
he
make
pay?
any sense.
Do you guys live together?
No.
You guys have been dating for 5 years? Bro,
We.
where's the ring? Bro? Where's the ring? Do you,
No, there are plans to get married, but I think it's also a matter of.
But in a Christian household,
Do you want him to get on his knees and say, "Will you marry me"? Is that not a bow?
or
not gonna press him if he's. I would never press a man if he's not
No,
on
do
his
you
knee. I
want
don't care.
him to get
No,
on
what if
his
he's just
knee?
like he's got the ring?
Oh,
Rob, I love the light.
Brian, just
on
in
it.
case
That's
Brian
pretty
meets someone,
awesome.
he has this ready.
In case he ditches
And he's
him.
just like he doesn't get down on one knee. He just like
He just
throws
What if he
it.
just like chucks it at you? It's like,
I
here.
got this. You want to put it on?
No, it doesn't. It's not my
So
style.
is going to like a man on one knee professing his love, is that necessary?
Going down on one D, no, you could stand up. It doesn't make a difference
Is
to me.
is the engagement moment, even the ring and everything, presentation, is it necessary?
Sure. but
No,
it
it's
doesn't
not
have to be big.
necessary. It's not necessary.
Okay, so what about it is not necessary?
You can just say, hey, do you want to get contractually married at a boring courthouse that's sterile and dead? You could just do that.
Sterile.
But to me,
You can just do
again,
that.
To me,
said
this
sterile.
is. I feel like regardless, I don't take things. I don't want to say it, so serious. So again, if you propose to me, great. You know, I'm not gonna nitpick how you do it and
But that is
which and what
serious.
timing and down on one knee. You love me that much and you're proposing. Thank you
Did you
so
see
much.
what
I love
Brian
you.
just did though? Like if he threw this at you, it was like, hey,
This at somebody.
yeah, just throw it. Yeah, someone
gonna
catch.
catch?
Someone catch the ring.
Little single.
Yeah. Catch the
Yeah.
ring. Someone catch the ring.
All right, I'll throw
Ready?
it over
Let's
here.
go.
Just be like,
Better be a good throw.
there you go.
Got it.
Kobe.
And say that. And say that when you propose.
All right, that,
Again,
You don't get it back. Sorry.
okay.
Can I ask you a question? Y'all have
slide
been
it
together for
across the
5
table.
years, right? Is there a reason why y'all haven't
Go to
gotten
Jim
married?
Bobby's.
well, no, marriage is definitely something that's
Nice.
going to happen for us. I think it's just more so to be super transparent. As my sister stated earlier, our mother did pass. I want to say like 2 years ago, and there were reasons as to why, like, you know, I wanted my mom to see us get married, but then she got bedridden, and you know, there's a lot of things that when it's played life always happens. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that you can't get married to your partner. Yeah, I think it's just more of right now there's priorities. There's priorities aligned, and if right now marriage is not the priority, it's more of me working on myself, him working on himself, and being the best versions for each other. You know, and there's also that whole like. My sister's on the journey more than I am, but I need to work on my spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? I need to do all these things, and until I get that, I'm not my best version to get married.
Wait, is your
You can do
boyfriend
that when you're married.
spiritual? I'm not sure what that means. To me, that's a meaningless term. No offense. It's just like
Religious,
so vague. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I
is
agree.
is your boyfriend have any sort of theological foundation or structure in his?
It's very, I want to say generic, not to be like an a-hole, but he believes in a higher power for sure. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in a household where mom, you know, is always talking about the importance of God and stuff like that. But to sit there and say it's something that he actively practices, no.
Okay, the reason I ask, I was wondering if your boyfriend leans more traditional, even if he has this ambiguous spiritual sort of lens. Like, is he traditional in a sense? Does he?
Yeah,
lean
no,
toward it?
100%. That's why, you know, I love that he was raised in the household that he was, because even though he's not, you know, super religious, the values are still there. You know, earlier when we were talking about, you know, would you risk your life for your wife? This is the type of man that he's risking his life for any woman or child he sees. He's somebody's in he's there. You know what I'm saying? He would never want to see me get hurt. He doesn't want to see me cry. You know?
Hear that, Brian? Her boyfriend's not meat shielding people.
No, yeah, Ryan. So.
She was saying her boyfriend is like a sacrificial type where he'll risk his body for something
Yeah,
greater.
especially kids, women. Like he's just the type. If
And that doesn't earn you a bow?
Nah.
no,
But
sorry, the bow is just.
it's crazy that the whole like boyfriend husband must be willing to die, but I can't do a harmless, effortless.
15-degree motion.
I just see it as pointless, and the man I'm with wouldn't even ask me to do that. So it's not something that's weighing heavy on me.
When you guys go out for dates, like go out to dinner, does he pay?
We both will pay. Like
guys
sometimes
split?
sometimes he'll pay, sometimes I'll pay, sometimes we'll go half. It's not anything too crazy that I'm pressed about.
What? But I don't understand. So I'm just going to go ahead and grant you that it's pointless. It's 100% pointless. So
It is.
That's
That
what I
is
thought.
pointless. Right? That would be pointless too.
Well, what are you saying is pointless? Him, like,
wanting the bow.
yeah, I find it pointless.
Yeah, but just because something's pointless is like that would be enough reason to not do a thing because pointless?
Not in all. There might be small things that, like, okay, if he wants to watch like an anime that or like some Marvel show that I'm just like, at this point, I don't really like this. I'm gonna watch it though because that's something that he likes to do. It will give us time to bond together. In moments like that, yeah, that makes you feel happy. Or sometimes even you want me to watch you play video games. I think that's incredibly pointless, but I do it because it makes you happy.
I think bowing
That's even harder than.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh!
See,
I
that's
could
crazy.
never sit through an anime like.
That's-
No.
Not all of them are terrible. Some of them I really like, so I can't really.
Wait, you're torturing yourself
Thank God my
through
man doesn't
him
like
playing
that.
video games, right? And you're like, okay, fine, yeah, I love you. But that's what's crazy is that the gesture of this, like,
Literally 0.5 seconds.
it is like so, like how long
Call
is
it
a
a
video
pro-
game
again,
session?
call it a
4
project.
hours?
Yeah.
But in the video game session, you
Are
know,
you
like
Christian?
I'm
Are you Christian?
Catholic.
Oh, Catholic.
And again, I'm still working
Same,
on this religious
yeah.
journey, so don't sit and ask me to.
Catholic
What is
fall under
the
Christian.
women are to obey their husbands, or what? Wives are to obey.
She's
their
not
husbands?
there yet.
She's Catholic.
But remember, she also said, like, I'm a lot further in my journey of growing up and realizing the truth and the bullshit that I was fed my entire life by society and all that other stuff. She's on her way finding herself through that too. So I feel like we also don't need to.
What is there to find? Scripture is clear.
Okay, just because you
Absolutely.
read something doesn't mean it clicks immediately.
Wait,
What is there to question? I don't understand.
It's not a matter of questioning.
She's
I'm not saying
literally
that
questioning.
I'm speaking about me. I'm saying I never.
Well, we're speaking about her though.
Okay, well, again, you can have somebody read something, you can have somebody experience, but until they're ready to see it in whatever
What?
way. What do you mean? What do you not
No,
understand?
what,
Like
what
the
do you
whole
mean until
saying
they're
of-
ready? Like,
Yeah.
If it's God's word, I don't understand how it's like. Well,
Cool, it could be
I'm
God's
not ready,
word.
but
But regardless, again, until you have a full understanding of something, you can wrap your head around it up to the point you're like, okay, I get it.
what's there to wrap her? Boyfriend's husband says, "I want you to do the bow." Boom, you do it. What is there to?
Well, in Catholicism, there is no boyfriend. It's just
Sure.
yeah, husband. But yeah, I mean, do you go to mass?
Again, no.
Okay.
It's more of
How
right
long
now.
is it
You go to
I'm-
mass because you can hear the
Look at
word
these
every
nails.
single
Look
week.
How long? Look at that. What if your boyfriend? What if your boyfriend was like, "Get rid of those"?
yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
I don't like the nails.
That's fine.
You get rid of them.
But you won't do
How-
a bow movement?
How do
that
you?
sounded wrong.
Can you get her? How do you? How do you
These
wipe?
nails.
How do you wipe?
And they're press-ons, by the way, so it's
How do
not
you-
like the end of the world.
How do you wipe?
It takes some time,
But do you,
and
like,
you
wrap it around?
It's like a glove.
you got to be very careful,
Hey, can we get
strategic.
some toilet paper?
Toilet paper. You need baby
Yeah, let's do it.
wipes.
No, let's
So
do it.
you should invest in a bum gun, which is what they have in a lot of parts of Asia. It's much cleaner, and it literally you can buy it on like Shein or Amazon for like $5, and it's
Like a
just a
bidet,
sprayer.
No, I was gonna say
no,
bidet.
but
Yeah.
the bidet is one thing, but the sprayer you can control it more because
I
it's
gotta
like
let
a
these
mini
come
shower
through.
head. And the bidets, in my
bidet
experience,
gun?
they're really, really like pressure, and that's not really great
That's
for
not what I meant.
girl parts.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
But isn't the pressure necessary though? Even though
No,
that's
like, but with the spray, you can control the pressure by how hard you press
Oh, I
down. But
gotta
the
look-
pressure is necessary for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, every bathroom, even like the dingiest ones in India, when I was there, they all have them. And then there's just like a little piece
Hasty
of
George
tower.
donated $20. This happened in Canada as well. After the signing of treaties, the Canadian government made the Indian Act and forcibly relocated Indigenous peoples to small lands called reservations. Cunt. The question is meant as the male version of a shit test. It's meant to assess female entitlement, pride and combativeness while, simultaneously, you expect men to cunt.
Wait, what?
That is.
Oh wait, this is out of
Clocked it,
order.
clocked it.
Hold on.
you might as well spell it the right way.
Yeah.
Shit. One sec.
See when
my word of choice.
Yeah, that's my favorite word. Yeah.
Hold on.
Suda
Quiet, guys.
Chef donated $20. Share 2, George
$20
Floyd
roast
died from
session.
meth. fentanyl and fluid in the lungs from COVID. Also, other angle video footage showed Siobhan had his knee on the shoulder, not his neck. If you can talk, you can be.
That's
You
a
can
point
breathe,
Candace
I think,
always
Thank you
makes
for
a
that.
lot,
Thank
too.
you, Pseudo Master
The
Chef.
angle.
You, pseudo master chef.
Lulu donated $20. For Chair 5, your thoughts on Chair 2 saying black people get murdered for no reason. Do you think she's just a complete retard or just stigmatized by the BBC?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I don't think she's a retard. No, I would not say that. I think that just the media has taken over so much of what people consume, and I don't fault you at that. And I know that you like are more open, like you're open to learning more, and you're very like open to have conversation, which is rare.
Yeah,
From-
I'm not right
yeah.
about everything, and there's a lot of different sides. Like,
Yeah.
just like when white people go into black neighborhoods and then they spike everything up, and then black, there's like.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
What are you talking about?
When like gentrification.
When white culture beautifies
when-
crappy culture's aesthetics? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
When
No,
people
when-
buy up property and then make it nice?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
that's horrific.
What is wrong with that?
But that's forcing the people out of their
Yeah,
communities.
well, if
'cause
they can't keep it beautiful, and someone has the right and the ability to buy it and make it nice, why shouldn't they make it nice?
it's a stance.
Like
It's a
gentrification.
It's like
Yeah,
keep it
it's
crappy. That's their
gentrification.
culture. That
Yeah.
makes no sense. That's kind of like the Ebonics thing, where it's like they're not learning to speak properly. Let's just call it their culture.
Right, but the thing is that most of the money in America is from white men.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, but it also drives
Drives the economy.
drives other less fortunate people out of their homes.
Well, no, again, she's half black, okay? Talk to her half black side right now. She's gonna say, yeah, have you transformed? Okay. Who's responsible, ultimately, who's responsible for their own generation of their skills and their income? You are, right?
Well, it depends on.
Are you?
It's a. Not necessarily. No.
Well, no. You made it
Depends
on your own, right?
circumstances.
No. You've had tough circumstances, right?
I have had to.
Right? Really tough.
Yeah.
You overcame them.
Yeah.
Did you do it because you're white and you have red hair? No, right?
You did it because you're a strong individual and
You're a strong,
you
independent
persevere.
black woman.
You're an
No, you
independent.
didn't. I'm screaming.
All right, is this like Rachel? Do you want to be Rachel Dolezal or?
Do you wish you were black?
No.
Okay.
Like, but if you could
Would you?
change, would you?
Why would she
No.
want to be
This is going
underprivileged?
weird.
Why would I want
places.
to be? Literally, you just said it.
No, it
Blacks
was a
are
joke.
underprivileged.
She's being hyperbolic. The reason
It's
I asked
true.
this, the reason I asked is, if I said you've had a rough time at it, you've overcome addiction and all this, this is glorious, right? But you would never imagine you overcame your drug addiction and got on your feet, and then you busted ass and you made it happen and you lived a good life. Imagine someone came along and said, "Well, that only happened because you're white, toots." What would you say to them?
I think I've had certain privileges because I'm white.
Do you think ultimately it's all given
No.
because you're white? Okay, so what
No,
percent would you
there's
attribute?
There's not. I see both sides.
What percent would you attribute to your your ability to overcome circumstances, terrible circumstances? What would you attribute to your pure skin color, just your skin color?
Pretty little.
Yeah, like how much? Give it a number. We won't hold you to it. Just give it a number.
15%.
15. That's pretty low, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you not use the same standard you're using for yourself for black people that you also think are in situations that might be even better off than what you've overcome, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not all black people are living in poverty.
This is what's so horrific about it is like you're actually infantilizing them and making them, that's the true racism, is that you think people are so helpless that you actually train people to look at people as helpless, and then you're surprised that they act helpless.
It's not at all what I'm doing.
So are they less than, is it harder for them to overcome tribulations?
if they grew up in certain communities, yeah, that's what they know. It's a vicious cycle. Not having a father, turning to drugs, get murder.
I grew
But
up.
let's just think about every famous person or every very successful person. Most of them came from a really really shitty situation. Like their dad was abusive. They grew up in the projects, but they didn't use where they came from as an excuse and why they couldn't work hard.
Sure.
I think if I'm living in a really crappy neighborhood and I'm driven out because a white man or just a rich man buys up a place, that would just motivate me to work hard so that I wouldn't be have to
I'm not
forced
talking
out.
about the whole black community. When did I say that?
Anyways.
We just said black people.
No, I'm not talking about the whole
Brittany Rogers
community.
donated
Everybody's
27
different.
Canadian dollars
You
and
got
61
poor white people.
cents.
Yeah.
You know, like
I will bow for you every day. Marry me.
I have no idea who
2761.
this is.
Wait, why 2761?
Thank you.
61 cents.
You got to look her up, I guess. Right?
Canadians frighten me. Okay. Let's see. We had Pasty George. Oh, speaking of Canada.
Pasty George donated $20. This happened in Canada as well. After the signing of treaties,
you guys are
the
killing me with
Canadian
these
government
continues.
made the Indian Act and forcibly relocated indigenous peoples to small lands called reservations. Cunt. Pasty George donated $20. And then the residential schools happened. A lot of children were taken and forced to attend those schools. A lot of children never made it back home, some due to sickness, others to homicide. Cunt.
that's something my
That's so
friend and I
funny.
talked about.
Pasty George donated $20. You had to be tough in the res, and any sign of weakness
Tough
made
in
you
the
a
res.
target. Drinking and eventually drugs became the norm on a lot of reservations. Cunt.
Stop calling. Wait.
Lucas donated $20. It's not the beau per se. The question is meant as the male version of a shit test. It's meant to assess female entitlement, pride and combativeness while, simultaneously, you expect men to can't.
That's so funny.
Lucas donated $20. Traditional gender roles, duties and obligations without question or equivocation. You can't cherry-pick gender duties that benefit you and reject those that otherwise impose a duty/burden on you.
Love
it.
Lucas.
Great job. Well done, Lucas. You have a response to that, Miss? I won't bow for the perfect man.
Well, I'm
I'll
not
do
dating
some
Lucas, so I
crazy
really don't
shit.
care what Lucas got to say. So
I would do some crazy shit for the perfect woman. Not the bullet.
Yeah.
But
Not the
I'll do some pointless I'll bow. I'd be willing to bow for the perfect woman.
So we're
I don't
dying.
even disagree with
L's
you
in the
not
chat.
risking your life.
Oh, go ahead.
We're dying for a perfect woman.
What's that?
No, he said no.
No.
That's his
No?
no point. What about lose I don't know, like a piece of your ear?
Lose a bit
Just
of beard.
a tiny bit of your earlobe.
shot at like
Sure.
Trump did.
Okay.
Like Mike Tyson has to bite it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let
Gosh.
for the perfect woman, Mike Tyson can bite off. What the fuck?
Wow, see where you're
Oh my
at. See where
gosh,
you're
that got
at.
really.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, jokes. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Okay.